Hi, I'm Blue Clarice, Blerdcon's first Black Cosplayer of the Year. One of the questions I get a lot is, what is it like being the Black Cosplayer of the Year? I'm sure some of you don't even know what this award is. It's an equivalent to Best in Show. It's given for craftsmanship and a dedication to the community. Several Black cosplayers reach out to me when they're trying to figure out if it's worth competing for, but if you want to know my opinion on that, you'll have to stick around until the end. But first, let me tell you how I was even able to win this award. And this story actually starts back in 2021, which is something a lot of people don't know. I actually competed in the controversial 2021 Blerdcon cosplay contest. I wasn't entering to be competitive at this time. I was just entering because I really liked my Harley Quinn cosplay and I wanted to show it off on stage. This was also my first Blerdcon, so it's very special to me. Honestly, the contest was pretty fun because the other competitors were great and we got to see a marriage between two Black nerds. But sadly, those feelings didn't last. And honestly, the thing that pissed me off the most about the situation is the judges making fun of the contestants' cosplays after the fact. It was really heartbreaking because some of these people had just competed with their first costume ever. And I also saw a lot of these costumes up close. A lot of the things people did impressed me. And I really think as a judge, it's your responsibility to celebrate every single costume regardless of the skill level. So I was very, very disappointed in the things that some of the judges were saying, and it made me upset to the point that I decided to create my own cosplay contest that was meant to celebrate Black cosplayers' creativity because Black cosplayers really excel in that field, myself included. We had some really amazing participants. I partnered with some other Black cosplayers and Black-owned businesses to bring prizes and judge the competition. Also around this time, I said that, you know what, I'm gonna come back next year and be so undeniably good that no one can say that I'm not the winner of Blerdcon. But I really forgot that I said this and just went about my life. So let's flash forward to early 2022 when I decided I wanted to cosplay Jolene Cujo. This was also around the time that the anime was coming out and I was like, this would be perfect for Blerdcon if I could make Jolene's wig into like an afro braided thing. And I was able to complete that. It took me at least a month. It took a really long time. And I also thought that hand sewing a bunch of patchwork for her outfit wouldn't take me that long, but it was really, really hard. And I was super proud of this cosplay. I practiced my JoJo poses so much because I was wearing heels, and doing that Dio pose in heels is actually really hard. And I knew it would be 10 times harder on stage when there's a bunch of people looking at you. So I practiced that a lot. I was pretty confident. I was like, I think this is actually a really good cosplay. I can't wait to take it to con. I think I'm gonna place this time. And I got to con. Don't get me wrong, I was having an amazing time, but when I saw the other competitors, I was super intimidated. A lot of them had huge, beautiful wings. Now we're in the competition, right? And I was so nervous. I was backstage trying to help some people because they had huge wings and the room was not that big, so we kind of had to help them through. And everyone was really nice. I always feel like I have to pee before going on stage. But you know what? I held my head high and I hit every single pose on that stage. I love being on stage, especially doing JoJo on stage is so much fun because they have the best poses. I know when I hit that Dio pose, that was lit. And as soon as I got off stage, I was like, whew, that was great. I'm ready to take off these wings because this is uncomfortable. So I saw one of the staff there and I was like, hey, can I stand here and take off these wings? And he was like, I don't think you should do that. And I was like, what? He's like, you shouldn't do that. And I was like, really? And I was like, holy shoot. Like, does that mean that I won something? Like, I didn't know if I won a judge's award or won placed. I just didn't know. I literally was in the crowd like, I can't wait for next year. This is so much fun. They kept calling people's names for judges awards, for second place, and they finally got to the Black Cos of the Year.
Our Black Cosplayer of the Year, Blue Clarice.
I literally felt like I was on air. That was honestly a moment that's so hard to replicate because I just had so many emotions, but none at the same time. And I literally ran up on stage. If you look at the video, I just ran and jumped on stage because I was so excited. And it was surreal. I tried so hard not to cry, but as soon as Kiwi started saying why they love my cosplay, I just cried. I worked so hard on this cosplay. I spent months and months just sitting there, hand sewing, messing up my fingers, messing up my wrists, just to make something. And I also worked so hard since I was 15, making my cosplays, trying to become characters, and it just felt like I was being rewarded in the best way possible. I was able to become the Black Cosplayer of the Year, and it's something I'm so passionate about, making sure there's space in this community for Black cosplayers, and to know that I was being recognized as a Black cosplayer, it was so special. So now that you understand how I got here, let's talk about the prizes I received for being the Black Cosplayer of the Year. First, I got this very cool trophy. It's the biggest trophy, actually, the only trophy that I have right now. I also received $500, which was super lit. I used this money to purchase myself my first serger machine, so I really could upgrade my sewing, and I'm actually working on a project using that machine right now. I also got a scholarship to Costume College, which is a historical costuming convention in California. So part of being the Black Cosplayer of the Year is that you are an ambassador for Blerdcon. One of the first things they do is print out your poster, which is a poster that has your winning cosplay, a few of your other cosplays. It says Blerdcon and your cosplay name on it, and you'll bring this with you to multiple other cons that you will go throughout the year. I did this for Katsucon, which was actually one of the most enjoyable parts of the con. I had never tabled before, so this was good experience. I basically just set up my poster next to Blerdcon. I had printed out some business cards, which I'm really thankful I had because a lot of people came up and took them. I also brought a project I was working on, which actually was my strawberry gown. So a lot of people came to ask me what I was working on and got interested in my cosplays that way. And I also kind of got introduced to more of the Blerd community. There are a lot of really cool people that work with and for Blerd. Some of them that I actually had known for years that I didn't even know were so closely working with Blerd. So that was really cool. I mean, the Black cosplay community is not that big, but it's growing. So, you know, the more the merrier. One of the goals of the Black Cosplayer of the Year award is to help Black cosplayers start guesting at conventions. This is something I never did, and I honestly never thought that I didn't think that I would be able to guest at a convention for a very long time, let alone Anime North, one of the largest conventions and one that I've always wanted to go, but was like, I probably will never go because it's not even in this country, it's in Canada. But Hilton had talked to the lovely people at Anime North about me being a guest, and they decided to take me on, which was honestly one of my best cosplay experiences ever. I didn't know what to expect. I was super nervous, but Chris and Dawn are two of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. They made me feel so welcome and so comfortable there. This was such an amazing experience for me to go to another country and have people be like, hey, are you the guest? Or I love your cosplays. It was so like a big confidence booster for me. And honestly, judging for the first time really put in perspective my own skills. Honestly, going to a con in another country is so cool. It's similar yet different, and just an overall good experience. And we really want to come back, if not next year, the year after that, and maybe I might compete. Coming back in full circle, guesting at Blerdcon was chaotic and amazing, and honestly, just everything it needed to be. It was my first time having my own solo table and having my own solo panels, which was so terrifying, but ended up being a very fun time. And a lot of people got really into my panels, which was super cool. I honestly might do more panels now. And it was also very cool to meet a lot of you. I didn't realize how many people I really didn't realize how many people felt like what I do means something to them, or I inspired them to start cosplaying, or it really meant a lot to have a lot of people come up and thank me and talk to me. So I really appreciate it. And, you know, it's definitely something special to see that I can make a difference to other Black people, because I know growing I know for me growing up, I didn't really have a lot of role models in what I do in cosplay and what I do outside of cosplay that looked like me. So if I can make someone else feel seen, I'm very happy to do so. It was also sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because it really does mean a lot. And it was super amazing to see such creative cosplays up close. I really do think the Blerdcon cosplay contest is something special, and I really hope to still be involved. I keep getting asked if I will compete again, but I don't know morally if I want to. Maybe in the future if they add a performance element or change up the costume or change up the contest, I might come back. But for now, I'm just gonna try to help out behind the scenes. I've also made some of my most precious friends at Blerd or in the Black cosplay community. I really love you guys. I finished out my time as the Black Cosplayer of the Year going to California, which I was terrified. I was scared to fly. I was scared because it was a solo trip because no one could go with me, but it ended up working out pretty well. I went to a historical costuming convention called Costume College where I was able to learn a bunch of new techniques and learn about a different side of costuming that I didn't know. I got to present my Jolene costume in this exhibit, which was crazy, and also another full circle moment. The costume that got me here was displayed, and people love that costume. They actually asked me to apply again next year, and I was like, you know, if I could afford to come back, it's not cheap. But I did have a scholarship, so I didn't have to pay for much, which is how I got to go. I'm gonna be vulnerable with you for a moment. I have struggled with self-confidence and understanding my self-worth for a lot of my life. And there have been moments where I slowly start to realize how much I'm actually worth, and especially when it comes to skills. In this sense, being the Black Cosplayer made me realize that I actually am better at cosplay than I thought. And I really think that I have knowledge that I can share and help other people create the things they want to create. This experience has just opened me up to realize that I can inspire people, and I do inspire people. I've always just wanted to make sure there's a space in the cosplay community for Black cosplayers to really be who they are and show what they can do. I want everyone to feel like they can create anything they want. Because trust me, at this point, I've created things I had no idea I could create. I just have the confidence now that I can literally make everything I want. And I will go for my dreams and try to make bigger and better things. And I'm still learning too. And that's okay. My cosplays don't have to be perfect. They don't ever have to be perfect. If my cosplays were ever perfect, then I wouldn't have any room for improvement. So celebrate these imperfections. I just realized, like, if I can do it, this sounds so freaking cheesy. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Okay, I'm not even gonna say that crap, because not everyone can do what I do, but everyone can do what they're meant to do. Like, what you're supposed to do, you will end up doing, and you will end up succeeding. I have been cosplaying since I was 15, and I would have never gotten to this point if I did give up. And I also, honestly, I wouldn't be at this point if it wasn't for the people who really believed in me along the way. And you don't understand how important those people are, even if it's just one or two people who are like, I know you have potential and I see what you're doing. Hold on to those people. And I really believe in you. I believe in a lot of people. Trust me. I just started judging. And trust me, I'm gonna be judging. I'm gonna be competing for many years to come. But from what I've seen, there's a lot of people out there that have the potential and have the creativity, have the skill. You just have to keep at it and keep your mind to it, because you never know what can happen. I did not I know I said that year, 2021, that I was going to come back and be undeniably the winner of Blerdcon, but did I believe it then? No. Did I believe it 2 seconds before becoming the Black Cosplayer? No. But it happened. You know, sometimes just putting it out there, just trying is all you need to do, and your path will just grab a hold of you and pull you along. And if I didn't try, I would not be where I am today. So, do I think that competing to be the Black Cosplayer of the Year is worth it? Yes, I do.